Hi, Cancer. This person misses you more than they will ever admit. When you first came into their life, they may have tried to treat this connection like it was temporary, like you were just another distraction. But somewhere along the way, they fell hard for you. Um, Now they can't stop thinking about you. Your messages, your energy, your voice, the way you cared about them, it all replays in their head constantly. Um, this person is obsessed with you in a way that scares them because no matter how far they run, they always come back to you emotionally. They try to act cold, they try to stay distant, but deep down, they know nobody compares to you. And the craziest part, they're starting to realize you were right about everything. So trust your intuition because this connection is far from over, and let's get into your reading.
Okay, so I feel like there's definitely a big decision that needs to be made of right now. And I mean, it could be you or your person, but someone is really just stuck in this limbo, kind of waiting for something to shift. Like you might be waiting for them to make a move, but deep down, you know that time is such a big deal in all of this. I feel like for some of you, you've spent a lot of time just waiting for love to come around or waiting for some sort of change to happen. You've put so much energy into the situation and honestly, there's this real sense of duality with this connection, especially when it comes to your person and whatever they're dealing with right now. You might even have more than one person coming into your energy, but the important thing is that you are going to have the ability to choose. You will see clearly what you want, whether it is an offer from someone from the past or a brand new energy, but someone is stepping forward to make a choice. They could be a Libra, Gemini, or Pisces, because there is that duality to the energy. But I feel like there is someone here who is genuinely terrified of losing you. This person is in a state of panic because they realize that time is not on their side anymore. I don't know what you have done lately, but you have completely given this person a brand new perspective on who you are. There have been challenges that confuse things, sure, but now your person is gaining a higher perspective and seeing where they went wrong. They are realizing how they let you down because whatever they were doing before, it was sabotaging not just themselves, but the entire relationship you had. That is why this feels like divine intervention because your person is going through some major tower moments in their life right now. The what that key resolution here supporting is my baby. Is that whether you are focused on karma or not, your person is seeing their ship sink. Everything they were overly confident about is being destroyed to force them into a higher perspective. They are being forced to understand who you are and what you have gone through. This is someone who was very attached to the material world and what other people thought. Dealing with a lot of external influences, they can even see now that there were people around them who were sabotaging things. But the beautiful thing about your energy is that you are the opposite. You don't care what people think. You are strong in your convictions, even if it took you some time to get there. You know you are a healer and you bring light, even if people try to take advantage of that. I feel like with this person, they just didn't understand you because of your duality, and now they feel very haunted by it. It is like the ghost of the past is right in front of their face, and they can't escape the memory of what they did to you. They are haunted by the way they broke your heart, and there is a deep level of embarrassment, almost like being mortified. They are really worried that you are going to move on with someone else, and that fear has put everything into perspective for them. I keep also getting that there's been a lot of history or even past lives, and there's some type of knowledge that they found out recently that, again, I feel like is putting things in perspective for them. That for some of you, you may not be waiting for somebody. For some of you, you have somebody new coming in. For some of you, there's some level of knowledge that other people are obtaining that are turning the light on and shining the light on how this person has fallen short. But in the meantime, between time, this person is now heartbroken. They're thinking about you, they're dreaming about you. They're understanding that they feel like maybe you guys were the perfect pair or the perfect partner, that you always had good intentions, but it was the fact that they needed to give up a part of their identity or they had to go against something in the 3D. It's like The butterfly isn't going to try to convince the caterpillar it's time. The caterpillar has to get to a point where it's so uncomfortable that its little tiny feet are burning on the ground, where they're ready to go into the cocoon. They're ready to go through that process. And that's a painful process. Think about it. Throughout life, we go through multiple stages of this butterfly, multiple times. Some of you may even have a butterfly tattoo or really significantly resonate with butterflies. But in order for the caterpillar to become the butterfly, they have to eat itself. They have to liquefy. It has to completely change their physical form in order to become something great. In order to become God's eyes, God's wings. Because the thing is, the caterpillar only has a certain perspective because it's boots on the ground, right? They see the micro details of everyday life because it's what's in front of them. But once the butterfly goes through the transformation, the caterpillar into the pupas or whatever it is, right? And they come out the cocoon, their wings are still wet. So they still need a little bit more time before they fly. But in the process, they're still at an elevated vantage point where they know their entire life is changing. There's something here with this person where they're haunted because they were supposed to take this leap of faith. Doves may be significant. Some type of white birds may be significant. You may be finding feathers. Okay, mushrooms may be significant. Maybe you like mushrooms. This person does, magical mushrooms. I don't know. But there's somebody here, regardless, that is haunted because they didn't take a leap of faith. And because they didn't take that leap of faith, even though they understood and even though they knew how deep the love ran, they knew you were different than other people. They knew that how they were feeling was different, right? Can't put a finger on it. They needed to take that leap of faith. They needed to trust themselves. But I feel like with this person, the reason that they're haunted is because they put trust in everybody else, except that it's like, for example, God gives us miracles every single day. Whether you believe in God or you don't, if you believe in the universe, however you want to define it, there is a higher power that is overseeing everything. However you define it. And that higher power shows you every single day God's miracles. Except a lot of times us as humans, we're so consumed with our own ideology, our own ego, our own wants, and our own needs that we're not focused on it. It's like this person gave into the temptation of the devil. Material is important, material aspects are needed, but the reality is this: it doesn't matter how much money you have, money will never equate to happiness. And you can ask anybody that has a ton of money, are you happy? You're going to find out that there's families that are together that barely get by, but they're much more happier than somebody that has a ton of money. It's because their morals and their values are aligned with purity. Their morals and values are aligned with what's important. It's not when you're on your deathbed, your person's not going to sit there and be like, hey, remember when I made that $1 million deal? Man, I was a savage. No, they're going to look around and realize there's nobody around them that loved them because all they did was work or all they did was care about, physicalities. And I'm getting overwhelmingly right now that what you may or may not realize is in the sleep of faith, you've been very guided. You have this very angelic energy that's around you right now. And there's people, even in your person's friend group, that's discovering, I feel like, how amazing you are. It's funny, there's like a shoe here. There's that old story with the woman that lived in the shoe. I don't remember the story. So, but I know it's like a story. It's almost like you are too good to be true. Okay, it's like you are a fairy tale. It's like if they could have thought wanted the perfect person, it's you. For some of you, you have a duckling here or a swan. You could have even gone through like an ugly period and came out very beautiful. But the thing about this energy is knee deep in this swamp. This energy is knee deep in the water. I feel like it's something about you. It's like, again, it's the duality. This person, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, but they're in a dress in the water, like getting frogs or trying to figure something out. It's like what they see is not what they get. That there's something about you that's very different. It's something about you where you're very protected and people are beginning to discover something about you and their entire world is upside down. People are talking possibly about you. They're beginning to discover. For some of you, you may have even been really exhausted lately or felt like there was a lot of energy that was pulling on you. But I feel like it's because there's been something that's been brought to the attention. There's been some type of discovery. In this discovery, it's turned your person's world completely upside down, and they feel like they're completely powerless. And they feel trapped in their emotions because either you turned your back to them, or again, they're in a place where they're very haunted. But see, part of the problem that this person is haunted is because they were confused with what to do when in reality they needed to take action or they needed to accept your action. If you're the masculine and you keep trying to give to this person and they're not wanting to receive, it's because they're in a masculine energy. But also, it's about regaining your masculine control as a feminine. If you're watching this and you're a feminine, a woman, or in a feminine energy, your person has to be the one that takes that step. And for a lot of you, you could have been waiting for that person to take the step. For some of you, you could be a bit intimidating with what needs to be done because you were always the one that did everything. You were always the one that took all the steps. So there's something here that this person discovered. Okay, either their friends discovered it, somebody's sitting here going, dude, you messed up. What are you doing? You were supposed to take a leap of faith, but you didn't. Um, why are they feeling so powerless? Why are they feeling so powerless in this connection? Because I'm telling you, it's like somebody was too busy watching you, trying to understand you versus taking action. It's like this could be somebody that wanted to ask, God and country who you are versus just going up to you and having a conversation. Because with this firefly type of energy, you may be in the firefly type of energy. You also could have like an orange tabby cat or you could be a cat mom. I keep catching this cat and it walks by every single day back and forth and it's this beautiful black cat and I'm like, "I know that's right. That's my ancestral protection." Pay attention. If you guys are seeing something, there's something that's going to be illuminated because the reality is this. They are secretly snooping around asking friends about you in order to see if you're dating somebody new. So there's somebody here that's trying to figure out they're discovering whatever they discovered through their investigation has them going, "Oh my gosh, did they tell me this is who they are?" Because I just keep getting, "They're watching you. They're watching you. They've been watching your social media to see what you post, to get clues." This is somebody that is really trying to understand who you are over here. It's like they're reading this story where you look like you're Laura Croft. However, you're over here in like a butter yellow, which supposedly is a color for this week. Not for everybody, because let's be honest, not everybody can look good in butter yellow. Somebody's going to be offended. I just offended somebody in the butter yellow community. But let's all be honest, just like not everybody looks good in gray. There's a lot of illumination. I'm telling you, there's a lot of illumination coming in here. And I feel like one of the things about you is you could have that cat-like spirit in the sense of, I don't need you. I'll come around when I want you. Or you have the energy where you're very independent. And it is your choice if you want to be with somebody or you don't. But you have a lot of people right now that are watching you. You could be into camping or outdoorsy stuff because you have a lantern. I'll go glamping, not camping. I used to camp, but I'm not really into getting dirty like that. But if you are, more power to you. They're trying to understand because also for some of you, you are putting posts online that are giving direct clues with who you are. I also get too, though, that part of who you are was concealed, right? You have this crescent moon and you also have the umbrella. So there was something about you that was concealed when it did come to this person that they were trying to understand. They're trying to understand you. For some of you, there is this like boudoir sex appeal, right? It's almost coming in as like very old school Marilyn Monroe. Listen, even when I look like a potato, there's people that are attracted. I'm thinking, are we looking at the same thing? Right? But it's your energy. It's something about your energy that sets you apart. So they just keep watching you and they're like, how are they doing this? How do they move through life like nobody is around them? This is also somebody who's having, I'm going to have to put this card back, significant passion desired, right? their intense sexual desire towards you is making it hard for them to know the difference. It's like this person is trying to figure out, "Oh, is this lust or is this love? Why am I obsessing over this person?" But again, for some of you, you have more than one person obsessing, and it could be somebody that is connected to this person because your person has been talking about what they're going to do, what they need to do, whatever, but they never do it. And whoever this friend or family or whoever they are, they're over there going, well, guess what? I'm going to say something. I'm going to take this unexpected leap of faith. I'm going to communicate because this person could have already told your person. They're right in front of you, but they're going to move on if you don't make a step, and somebody's going to come swoop them up because right now you are being seen as very attractive, very peaceful. They find you extremely beautiful or handsome, and it intimidates them. For some of you, it could be like a Beauty and the Beast type of energy where they're like, why do you want me? And you're like, but why wouldn't I want you? Because I love you or I am attracted to you. Think about it. When you're in love, you could be attracted to the ugliest person. And then when you're not in love with him, you're like, oh snap, what the heck? Was I under a spell? Because then you're looking at them going, oh no, not today, Satan. Right? It's like, but this person, their identity or who they are, it's like they keep trying to compare themselves to you, even though looks are not significant. But what a lot of people don't know is ugly goes to the bone. You can look at somebody, I can look at somebody and say, yeah, they're an ugly person, even if they're gorgeous or stunning. And you can also see people that were good people and you see their face and you realize how it's aged or how it's changed because it's matching their soul. But this energy is just finding you very attractive. But you may be in a place right now where you're guarded. You may be in a place right now where it's almost that energy, that queen energy. Off with your head, get out my face. But this could also be somebody that you are going to discover that they were protecting you or that they were even guarding their heart because that's their own emotional defense. So this is somebody that had to fall in love in steps. This is somebody that had to do it in their own manner. For example, think about Leos, right? The lion. The lion watches for a period of time before it even takes action. Because if they're going to get up and if they're going to go chase something, they better make sure that they're going to catch it. I also feel like there's somebody here that's been relatively upset because it feels like everything is falling apart for them. They had a choice to make. They could have went back to an ex. They could have made a poor choice. And it's like everything is falling apart. And then the other crazy thing though is you also are going to be meeting somebody or having some type of conversation where it's very unexpected and it's changed everything. And here's what you don't realize. It's like you've set, I feel like more than one person's heart on fire here. That's why it's like they've been watching you. They've been trying to understand you because I keep getting for some of you it is a newer energy coming in, but I feel like this energy knows more about you than what you know about it. It's like they're watching your story. Maybe you have like stories, but it's almost like they're reading a book. It's like you're just like this fantasy to them. This is also somebody that wants to send you this message. I want to message you and explain everything to you, but they know they have to do right by you. This is a person of God, or this is somebody that does have a strong moral compass. However, there is a darker side to them. And this person could even be very old school with the P, like the quill, the pen, that's like the old school writing, but they want to message you, they want to say something to you, they want to come clean about something, and they know that you're anxiously waiting, and they search for you and everything and feel you everywhere. Always in the back of their mind, they're hoping to run into you. See, you're over here anxiously waiting for this person to come in, and they're over here watching you, okay? They've been watching your social media, they've been watching your stories, and they're trying to figure out exactly what to say. Oh, what do I say to them? How do I break the ice? For some of you, this is an icebreaker. Wow. Because it's like they don't want you to give up, and they feel like you guys have come this far because it will all be worth it in the end. But again, it's like before you can get to this greenery, right? Apples may be significant. It's apple pie. It's like you and this person are on like an island by yourself. There's something also about a flag. Maybe you guys are different, but it's happiness. Like think about it like you fly a kite. This person could be traveling towards you. They could be in the airfield. They could also be somebody that wants to travel with you somewhere. This is somebody that's been thinking very intimately about you, wanting to touch you, wanting to explore your body, wanting to feel like, I just need one chance. Just give me one more. It's either give me one more chance or I just need a chance to show you. What are they trying to show the collective life, your past life with one another? For some of you, they feel like you're very powerful in whatever you do spiritually. You're very magical. It's almost like they felt like you had them under a spell, but they want to remind you of the past. They want to remind you of the love, whether that's the love that you had for this person in a past life. For some of you, this is somebody that's been watching you and their soul recognizes you as their queen or as their king. They recognize you as their person from multiple lives, and they know that you're the one that they've been waiting for. This is somebody that's been waiting. They're tired of leaving everything up to chance. Also, there's also some type of significant ending, game over with an X. But also, for some of you, you've released this person because you were tired of the games. You were no longer going to entertain their half-assed energy, that half-assed effort. If you're giving 150% and this person is giving 12, Houston, hello, we have a problem. Can I come in? Not today, Satan. You can't come in if you're not going to bring anything. You don't get to come to the cookout. You don't get to come to the potluck with empty-handed, especially if you're not even going to do the dishes. You got to earn your keep. It's that kind of energy. This is someone who might have tried to set you free, and when you left, you were just like, "Okay." But now they're sitting there feeling your absence. They're feeling the lack of your energy, the lack of your love. Right now, things feel different for them. They know you're done with their nonsense. They know you've hit a point where you're not going to keep fighting a battle you can't win. You're not going to keep pretending to be a caterpillar when you're clearly a butterfly. Also, I'm picking up on some gossip going around within your connection, like people are talking. All right, so let's dive in and really break this down. Honestly, I feel like there's a lot going on with your person right now, and they're definitely being divinely assisted. Like, I'm talking about divine help coming at them from different angles. It's like they're being guided in ways they might not even fully understand. It could be subtle things happening that they're not really aware of yet, but it's there. And it's happening in such a way that they might feel like things are just falling into place at the right time, almost like everything's aligning perfectly. It's like the universe has their back right now, whether they know it or not. It's like they're getting these little nudges from the universe, pushing them in the direction they need to go. And it's kind of powerful when you think about it. So, what's the external energy around them right now? Because that's really important, like what's going on outside of them that's influencing everything. And wow, we have the death card. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of heavy, but trust me, it's not as bad as it sounds. The thing with the death card is that it doesn't always mean something bad. It's actually about transformation. It's about endings, sure, but also about new beginnings. So when we look at your person, this card is saying that they're going through some major shifts. It's like a cycle, right? A cycle of change that's inevitable, but it's also really necessary. It's like when you've been stuck in one version of yourself for so long, but now it's time to move on and level up. They're kind of in this phase where something old is ending and something new is beginning, whether they're ready for it or not. And it's not always easy to go through transitions like this, right? I mean, who wants to let go of the old self? But that's how transformation works. It's like the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It's uncomfortable at first, right? But once that shift happens, it's like a whole new world opens up. But here's the thing. There's also a little bit of a secretive energy around this transformation. I'm picturing this golden butterfly that's not really seen right away. It's something that's hidden or subtle, almost like it's too precious to be fully out there yet. So, this change might be something your person is going through quietly, not wanting to share it just yet, or maybe they're just starting to realize it themselves. Um, let's talk about something else that's been going on. Like, I'm really picking up on this gossip around them. So, I've got to ask, what's the tea? Like, what are people saying behind their back? It looks like there's been some negativity floating around, some poisonous energy, like people who've been talking behind their backs or spreading stuff that's not really true. It's like certain people in their life are just throwing out some bad energy, and it's not helping the situation. And you know what? Sometimes people can be so toxic, right? Like they're just projecting their own insecurities onto others. And that's what it feels like is happening here. They're trying to say things that hurt, things that aren't even true, just to make themselves feel better. And so we've got this person dealing with some heavy stuff, but they're also, I feel like, working on themselves right now. There's definitely some inner work happening, like they're looking at their shadows, stuff they haven't fully confronted before. And honestly, one of the things they're working on is body image issues. Yep, that's right. They're really concerned about how they look, how they're perceived. And, it's not just about themselves, it's about the gossip too. Like, people are talking about their appearance. Maybe they don't feel good enough or they feel judged for how they look. And it's making them question themselves. And honestly, that's got to be tough, right? I mean, it's hard when people are talking about your appearance, especially when it's negative. They might feel insecure about things like their age, their body type, or even the way they carry themselves. Like, if you're older than them or from a different background, they might be hearing things from people who don't understand. It could even be a situation where they feel like they're being judged because they don't fit in with certain expectations. And that's where the gossip comes in. People just love to talk, right? It's almost like this need to tear people down so they can feel better about themselves. So let's get back to your person and what they're really trying to figure out. What are they trying to understand about you? Honestly, they're trying to figure out everything, like everything about your journey, how you had your spiritual awakening, how you found your own path, how you're so different from everyone else. They're sitting there like, why are you so different? Are you from another planet? What's going on? They're not just thinking about the now, they're probably diving deep into your past. They're probably doing some research into who you are, where you come from, and maybe even your family history. It's like they're trying to piece together the puzzle of your life, trying to understand what makes you you. Now, let's talk about how they really see you. And let me tell you, they see you as completely different from anyone they've ever met. It's like you're gold. There's something about your energy that just stands out. And the thing is, they're starting to realize that they can't really match your energy unless they elevate themselves. You know what I mean? They're starting to get that you're not just another person in their life, you're special. And they're realizing that they can't come to you with fool's gold energy. Like they have to be real, they have to match your vibe. You can't fake it with someone like you. They can look the part, but they have to actually be the part. And that's where things are getting real for them because honestly, they've never met anyone like you before. And now they're starting to see that they can't just show up and expect things to work out unless they do the work too. You're just on a different level, and they're finally realizing it. It's like, wow, I can't compete where I don't compare. They're coming to the understanding that they're not on your level, and that's hitting them really hard. They've dated people before, but nothing like you. You're different, and that's something they're trying to wrap their head around. It's also about your presence. Like, it's not just about how you look, it's how you carry yourself. Your energy is magnetic, and they can feel it. You might not even realize it, but the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you hold yourself, people notice that. It's a level of confidence that you can't fake. It's something that just radiates from you. It's often said you can tell a person by the way they walk, and that's how they see you, like you're owning your space. There's something about the way you carry yourself that says, I'm confident and I know my worth. And people can feel that energy, especially your person. It's like they see you walking into a room and you light it up. You're prideful, but in the best way. You're wholesome, grounded, and self assured. So here's the thing, your person is definitely anxious. They're waiting for the right time to communicate with you, but they're also nervous about it. And I feel like they're worried about all the stuff going on with the gossip. They're worried about whether or not you'll accept them. They're kind of in their head about whether they're good enough for you, and it's making them anxious. They're definitely feeling insecure about matching your energy, and it's also about the way people are talking about them. Like, they know people are gossiping, saying things like, "You treated this person like that, and now look at you." And they might even be worried about how you look at them, worried that you won't think they're enough. And honestly, if you're a woman, there could even be other women trying to body shame you, criticizing the way you look, and making things more difficult for both of you. It's a lot for them to process, but at the end of the day, it's all tied into this transformation they're going through, one that's going to change everything. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you for this reading. Honestly, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. You all mean a lot, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, okay? Bye bye.